champion. In fact, he won 2 with the Saints. Casey Frank, good evening.
1-2 right here on this court. Great memories down in Wellington. The crowd always brings the energy, makes it easy for the Saints to get those wins, but they're under a little pressure to try and knock a couple of those up.
Well, they've certainly won a few titles, haven't they? 12 in total for the Saints. They have been the benchmark for so many years. But talking to GM Jordan Mills before the game, last time they lost 3 in a row, we're going back 15 plus years.
Well, they pride themselves on excellence here. They know what it takes to win, and when they need to win, they do what they need to do to get there. There's questions about how they're going to get this team to where it needs to be. The big step, though, is just getting healthy, and they've got a big in today.
Let's have a look at the round 3 results so far in the NZNBL, and it has been busy. Go back to last Thursday night, triple overtime. In fact, the Rams move on from that one, get the double on the road. Tuatara went down to the Sharks on Friday night, and the Nuggies got the Airs last night. But how about that triple overtime game?
Game of the week, possibly game of the season. A couple guys playing over 50 minutes in that one. I hope they're still in the cold tub.
Earlier today, big doubleheader on Sundays, of course, in the NZNBL. And speaking of flying high, here come the Jets.
Jets. Jets get their first win at home in an age, according to Justin Nelson's Twitter account. Nice to see them on the winning ledger in the home court.
Been a while, 10 years in fact. There's the ladder as it stands at the moment. And the Tuatara, if they lose by 7 or more tonight, the Jets go up into the top 6.
Well, that'll be a big moment for the Jets fans. They've worked hard to get there, but it's about the Saints and the Giants down there at the bottom. Not used to seeing that. The Saints dug their way out of a hole last year. Can they do the same this season?
And they do play each other next week, by the way, in round 4. Tuatara starters tonight. Good news if you're an Aucklander, because they're back to full strength. Rob Lowe, there he is, just going through. Well, they're his final preparations anyway.
Well, he's a bit relaxed, but he's a veteran. He understands what it takes to get ready. Spoke to him before the game. The body feels good. He came in yesterday, so plenty rested. No jet lag will be on that body today.
Coach, of course, is Aaron Young. Casey, you caught up with him a short time ago. Here's his thoughts ahead of tonight's big game.
Coach, coming up against a Wellington Saints team that's a little bit injured, but welcoming back Kyle Adnam. How do you think that's going to change what they've been able to do so far this year?
Kyle's a great player. You know, he's established himself on this side of the world as, you know, one of the lead guards. He can do it in multiple ways. He's a 3-way scorer. Just got to pay a lot of attention to where he's at. You know, can't let him get free, especially coming off an injury. Can't let him get into his rhythm early.
Speaking about getting players back, Rob Lowe, after a quick hiatus, hopefully healthy, but how does he going to help you bounce back for what was a poor performance overall in Southland that you need to get back from quickly with the turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, no excuse on Friday. You know, with or without him, we should have been better. You know, we've learned and had a couple of days to reflect on that. Rob's going to obviously bring that interior defense that we need and that rebounding presence, but I'm still challenging everyone else to step up. And I think if we do that, we put ourselves in a good spot.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Well, Casey, how important is this man here? He set out Friday night. They went down by quite a bit. He comes back in to take on the Saints.
Well, it's not just how that they went down, it's how they went down. They went from the best rebounding team in the league, the team that defends the paint better than anyone, to a team that could do neither of those things. He is really the lone big, with Nick Barrow providing some ample backup, but that's the only size this team has. Without him in there, or at reasonably close to full strength, it's going to be a struggle for this Tuatara squad.
So Rob Lowe in tonight for the Tuatara. The Saints starters tonight, and good news for them as well. They're at full strength. They do have some more news coming during the week, so look out for that. I believe an import has been signed tonight, though. Adnam is in, Taylor, Tuffin, Vodanovic and Smith Milner. Troy McLean, of course, is the coach. Looking for their first win of the season. Here's his thoughts ahead of tonight's game.
Well, an interesting game here, 0-2 with a very talented team that's back at full strength. When you look at this Tuatara squad, what is most important to limit them at to try and get this win?
Well, take care of their big 4. Ruben, Weeks, Glidden shot the ball really well. And now that Lowe's back, you know, taking care of those 4 and making sure that the role players don't pop off. So, yeah.
For yourself, you finally got your point guard in. Kyle Adnam healthy, he's ready to play. How's that going to change the look of the Saints team that's struggled at times offensively, especially in the half court?
I think with his leadership and his ability in the pick and roll, it's really going to help us continue to keep our flow. We've had issues with being a little bit stagnant, and you know, Kyle should and will take care of that situation.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Well, we saw Kyle Adnam for all of 56 seconds in the opening game of the season before he left the court with an abductor strain. We know his class, we know what he's capable of doing. We've seen him in the Cells NBL before, and he is such an important piece for the Saints.
Absolutely. Without him leading the way, they've been second worst in the league in turnover percentage. They've been second worst in the league in assist percentage. Those are two areas he will instantly pick up, handling that ball. And you look at how the Saints have lost games this year. They haven't played well down the stretch. This is what a point guard does. He comes in, not only can he score himself, but he understands where the ball needs to go. He understands who needs to wet their beak, and that's what his job is going to be today, getting this high-octane offense firing on all cylinders.
TAB head-to-head for this one. Last game of round 3. It's a Sunday sesh, and I'm looking forward to this point guard battle between Kyle Adnam and Jared Weeks.
Jared Weeks, top 10 in 3 different statistical categories coming into the week. Has been shooting the wall and has a spring of athleticism as well. We've talked about what Kyle Adnam's going to mean to this squad. It's not going to affect the scoring and rebounding margin unless they get really big in this one, but that 3-point percentage, the team that gets it hot from out deep and can slow down the other from out there is going to get this W.
Officials tonight, Melanie O'Connor, Reese Hamilton and Reagan Ashley. We are just about set for a start. Huge game in the capital. It's a sellout. We're getting used to that in the Cells NBL. And the Saints looking for their first win of the season. Will it come tonight? The Tuatara, of course, on a road double. They are looking to bounce back after a loss against the Sharks. And it will be Cam Glidden to get the first touch in this one. How good was he Friday night, Cam Glidden?
Locked in 9 triples. I think it'll leave 9 for 15, 31 points. Must have felt good to get that stroke going.
Tarangi runs into Tom Vodanovic. Vodanovic wins out his first block of the night. And here come the Saints through Kyle Adnam. Can't get the roll. Tohi Smith-Milner there. He's fouled and he's off to the TAB.
And you instantly see the difference. Not that the point guards that the Saints were running with aren't talented guys, but he's got the knowledge. He's got the skill set. You know, this is a 29-year-old player who's played a long time in the Australian NBL, and he's had great success over here before. Take a look at that big Tom Vodanovic block from behind, and Adnam coming down the line. Tohi Smith-Milner, big space inside, cleared it out, got that attempt on the rim, didn't make it, and then missed the first one of the TAB, so we're still knotted at 0.
And this is actually Smith-Milner's first visit to the TAB this season, and he's 0 of 2.
And that's just not good enough for a guy his size. Yes, he's a talented player on the perimeter, but he's got to get his nose inside. One of the more striking statistics for the Saints is that they're 7th in the league in free throw rate. They just have not been getting to the line. They need to get there to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
He battled foul trouble last round, Tohi Smith-Milner, not before he drained some big threes. Here's Tarangi, has Rob Lowe, goes it alone now, gets to the basket, opening points of this one for the Auckland Tuatara.
I like that attack by Tarangi as Adnam brings it back. He saw Vodanovic was on him, right to the cup.
Firing from deep. Oh, look at that, Kyle Adnam, the kid up and about.
It's amazing what a little talent injection can do to a squad coming out hot early. Is Kyle Adnam.
Call him the kid. I think he's 29 these days. Tarangi fires back the other way, basket for basket.
Hey, anybody in their 20s still playing basketball is a kid to me.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Kyle Adnam. He would have been very happy to see that first shot go down. Jared Weeks, that's the big battle tonight. On this occasion, Jared Weeks wins out, and here they come. The Tuatara quickly up. Cam Glidden will fire from deep. Short on the iron, Vodanovic gets after it. Good mate, Ruben Tarangi runs into him. Those two have played a bit of basketball together.
Well, a season or 40. I'm not sure if you add them all up together. Tall Blacks tours, everything else. A lot of familiarity, of course, across the league. And just a little bump and grind between friends on that foul.
Tarangi already with 5 points in the game, averaging 21 so far this season. Oh, look at that! Marlon Taylor, massive finish.
Tom Vodanovic barely looked where he was throwing it. He saw who he was throwing it to, and you can put it up anywhere above that rim. Marlon Taylor's going to take it down.
That is close to the dunk of the season so far. Here he comes again. Marlon Taylor wants more of it.
Oh,
Tohi Smith-Milner fouled.
That's going to be Rob Lowe's second personal, I believe.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at this.
Beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful lob pass there. And then the attack, which was even more impressive from courtside, where you could see how far Taylor got up on that attempt. And that foul was not on Rob Lowe, it was on agent 97, Jared Weeks. So Rob Lowe stays out of foul trouble early. It's Tohi Smith-Milner must have heard you. Two trips to the TAB and 2 touches.
Put one away as well, and he's put the second away. So Saints out by 2 early in this one. Full house tonight in the capital. They love their hoops here in Wellington, and they love their Saints. Turning the corner, bodying up. Good move, Cam Glidden.
Well, he got that shot going. Now that's opened up his aggressiveness just a bit. Going to be feeling really good and want to continue that play.
Can the Saints respond? Tuffen with the miss. Everything settles down again. There's a hush. Come off a foot there, doesn't matter. Rob Lowe says thank you.
Well, you got to pay attention to Rob Lowe on that roll. Straight down to the cup. Both defenders stayed with the basketball, concerned about Tarangi scoring, but got to worry about the big fella too.
And now Tuatara out by 2. Smith-Milner looked good off the hand. Tuffen up strong, wins it back. He's already hit one from here. He's hit 2, Kyle Adnam. Same spot, same result.
Well, good work on the offensive glass early. This is a team that's been struggling on the offensive rebounds for most of the season. Just 3rd worst in the league in terms of offensive rebound percentage. But today they're doing some work in that respect. Already have 5 offensive rebounds.
Adnam 6 in the game. That's going to be a block on Tuffen.
It's pretty well set there. Unfortunately for him, gets pinged with the whistle. Nice job of putting his body on the line. We'll take another look at it. He comes down the middle, and yeah, I can see him just at the end there. He sort of drops the shoulder, leans over to the side. So nice call there. Certainly a 50-50 call that could have gone either way.
Here's Jared Weeks. Agent 97. Love the way he goes about his basketball. Look at that for a pass. Look at that for a block. Marlon Taylor.
He got really late on it, but because of that athleticism and elevation he has, made it easy.
Here's Adnam again. This time to the right, getting after it. Smith-Milner loses a handle. Young Beattie into the game.
And always interesting to see where the Tuatara are going with those backups. Not a deep team, but certainly those top 4 or 5 are very talented, but everybody's got to contribute.
33-year-old Weeks out to the 22-year-old Beattie. Taylor with the rebound. Saints settle. Lead by 1. Here's Adnam again. He's had a hot start. Sends it out to Tuffen. Tuffen for 3. No.
What a rebound, Rob Lowe, and the outlet on the touch.
How about the pass, Glidden? How about the finish, Beattie?
Oh, beautiful finish there by Tom Beattie. Great look by Glidden, but all created by Rob Lowe on that rebound. Grabbing with one hand, outletting to Glidden to start the break.
Taylor. Vidanovic spinning off the right. Good basket, Tom Vidanovic.
Offense is in high demand right now. Great execution and good looks.
Weeks quickly, pressure on. Forced out by Taylor. They'll reset. Tarangi now just tries to drop it in for Lowe. Has that hit a foot?
Nobody hit that. That should not be the Tuatara ball. I'm not so sure we have an angle of it, but from here it was pretty obvious. Nothing touched it.
Oh, are you sticking with that?
I'll go with my live eyes. Those replays eyes never count.
Close contest. Early in this one, was there a bump there? Yes, there was. Kenneth Tuffen with the foul. That's his second, I think.
That is his second personal foul, so already in foul trouble. Possibly going to be the first player that's subbed off from this one, and he is. As we got Nathaniel Salmon, checking into the game. Returning to the capital after a year up with the Manawatu.
Only averaging 2.5 minutes a game so far this season. Nathaniel Salmon called into action early in this one. Here's Weeks. He's been in some hot form. 18 points a game, nearly 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Hands it off to Glidden. Speaking of form. Vidanovic now. He fires away over Tarangi. Thought there was contact on the arm, no whistle. Underneath, Dane Samuels into the action. Opportunity goes begging for the Saints. They lead this one by 1 midway through the first quarter. Sunday night hoops in the Sal's NBL. Nick Barrow picked up for the foul. Just turned his body, didn't he?
Well, I thought he was set before the contact happened. We'll take another look at the handoff here. To me, that looks set. Sometimes when you're setting screens, though, officials just don't like it when you set it with your back. It looks awkward. It gets you in a position where they think something illegal may be happening, regardless of whether or not you're standing perfectly still. Nick Barrow also has a bit of a rep as a screen setter.
Salmon, Winietta Mulvihill came in under an injury cloud. Francis, he's out there though, and he's got him off to a good start tonight for Winietta Mulvihill.
And a great opportunity to build on the chances he's had early in the season. With adding them out, his confidence should be high. He's played with this group a lot, and he's been playing well.
Just under 6 points a game. Fitzgerald, Beattie through hands, Tarangi in the corner. That one won't drop. Fitzgerald after it. We'll give them a second look, or Willie turns it over. Samuel there cleans it up. Winietta Mulvihill, oh, look away, dumps it off. Salmon should have finished it. And back comes Beattie. Huge opportunity there for the Saints. Glidden, nice hesitation, draws the foul. That's experience.
Yeah, veteran play. Once you get that defender on your back coming off the screen, you know you're going to get the shot you want. It's just, are you going to get the end one or not? As we see a few players checking into the ball game, but taking a look at the action, Mulvihill just close that space a little bit too strongly late, forcing Glidden to the line, and a chance for 2 at the TAB.
Cam Glidden got off to that hot start on Friday night, 9 of 15 from beyond the arc. You saw it, Casey.
He was letting them fly early on. It looked like that shooting was going to drive the Tuatara to a victory on the road, but as well as he was shooting, the rest of the team was shooting just about as poorly in the opposite direction. So looking to continue that form, but get a little help from his friends.
And he's 71% at the TAB so far this season. Missed 2 there. Nice hand on it, though, to nearly force the turnover here, Cam Glidden. Rob Lowe picking himself up.
Love to see that hustle from the big fella. Glidden just couldn't corral it, and then Rob Lowe straight to the ground, understands it's going to be a jump. The possession will stay with the Saints here, but that means the Tuatara get it next time around.
6.5 into this game. Casey, Frank, your thoughts?
Really explosive early, but we've slowed down just a little bit in the last 3 or 4 minutes as the defense starts to figure out what they need to do. The Tuatara have to get back in transition. The Saints are looking to push.
Speaking of pushing, Dane Samuel.
Well, is that one going to be on Dalton or Rob Lowe?
It will be on Charlie Dalton.
4th team foul. Shooting free throws the rest of the way will be the Saints. And I like the good aggressive move by Dane Samuel. He's just such a multi-talented player, a 3-level scorer really when he gets into the post. And as game as Charlie Dalton is, as a post defender, he just doesn't have the size to keep Dane Samuel from getting where he wants to go as he hits the first from the TAB.
Saints back at home next Saturday night. They take on the Giants. 4 home games in succession to start the season for the Saints.
Yeah, certainly would have looked for a better start to the season than the 0-2, but always nice to get comfortable, get a lot of training time, and Dane Samuel just snatches it from Charlie Dalton. That's a young vet showing a younger player the roles. Still just 23 is Dane Samuel, and Dalton just exposed the ball a little bit. Samuel took advantage, and Rob Lowe's in on the chat. He doesn't mind getting in on a little team huddle for the opposition in there, and the Saints didn't really seem to mind.
Charlie Dalton, just 18 years of age, out of Rosmini College. Lots of basketball talent, of course. Has come out of Rosmini. Speaking of young players, and there's loads of talent coming through the Sal's NBL. How about Walter Brown in round 3 this weekend?
Well, he's taken a step up in this past week, averaging 19.5 points, huge on the glass, but it's the poise with which he plays at such a young age. Obviously athletic, got great physical traits, but his mind is pretty impressive for just being 19.
Saints out by 5. Glidden, good heads up pass to Lowe. Lowe bustling down low with young Nathaniel Salmon. And the Saints come up with it again. Here's Darnay Samuel. Lowen Smith-Milner fighting for it off the glass. That'll be a foul on the ladder.
First foul on Tohi Smith-Milner there, and I think the Tuatara are pretty lucky in that secondary transition. Had open looks everywhere, a chance on the glass, but somehow they were able to hold it off, regain possession. But this Saints squad up 6 with 3 minutes to go and looking really well in control. The Tuatara have to pick up the pace on offense.
Here's Jared Weeks. Fitzgerald, both teams ringing the changes early in this one. Low underneath, usually bread and butter. Don't think he realised he had the time that he did in the end. Here's Glidden from the corner. Just can't nail these shots early, Cam Glidden.
Well, decent looks, and let's not forget Rob Lowe is coming off injury. Not easy, especially depending on how bad that hip injury was.
Adnan putting on the afterburners. Foul is on Weeks.
You see the drive here, did Jared Weeks get into him? Good sell by Kyle Adnam. Not a lot of contact, not much more than you'll see on just about every single drive to the cup today, but the youngish looking veteran of 29 years of age, he understands how to sell it well.
Loves a coffee.
Well, he's got that energy about him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He seems caffeinated.
Loves to surf as well, apparently, Lyle Bay.
That does not surprise me at all. He has always had that look of a surfer, the surfer fella, as Andrew Mulligan dubbed him. He should have been down on Bondi when we first saw him play. First check into an ANBL game.
He's had a good start tonight. His first meaningful minutes in the Sal's NBL this season. 8 points in the opening quarter for Kyle Adnam. Rob Lowe drawing the foul. That'll be on Marlon Taylor. He delivered the highlight of the opening quarter.
Well, we still got 2 minutes left, you never know, but that was certainly going to be on the list. He has got some athleticism. To be honest, I was more impressed by the attack on the rim on the fast break that Rob Lowe dissuaded from making it, but that looks like there's going to be highlights galore this season.
Earlier today, the Jets home by 10 over the Giants. All of a sudden, the Jets have won their last 2. The Giants still without a win. Hoopheads, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. And then, of course, again, Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. Have some fun with us each week on Sal's Hoopheads. Margin at 6 here. Here's Samuel quickly on the floor, gets to the basket. Under a little bit of pressure there. Rob Lowe did well in the end, and now the Tuatara come back the other way, looking to close this gap. Glidden. Barrow loves a short corner. Lowe with the rebound, can't get it to go.
Yeah, struggling to finish his Rob Lowe. He's got some great looks at it, but just 1 for 4 from the field now.
Here's Taylor, steadies for 3, Marlon Taylor.
Doing it from the inside, doing it from the outside. Nice rotation of the ball, got it to the weak side of the court quickly so he could get the shot up as Tohi Smith-Milner picks up a cheap one for number 2.
Marlon Taylor with 5 in the game, Adnam with 8, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, stats with thanks to TAB. Just had time to steady and set, didn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit of a mismatch for Rob Lowe there, caught him between worlds, doesn't want to close out on a player of that skill set with too much speed. Just so worried about his driving ability, his athleticism at the rim, but looks like you got to be worried about that 3-point ability too.
First point in the game tonight for Jared Weeks. Just spent the Aussie NBL season down in Tasmania with the Jack Jumpers. Second one is good. A pair from the TAB for Jared Weeks.
The Tuatara are trying to stick with the Saints team right now, and the free throw line is helping them do it, but they're going to have to find a greater level of execution on offense, especially in terms of finishing.
Turnover. So maybe the Tuatara with some late chances here. Tarangi First time back in the Sal's NBL since the showdown. Creates his own space and nails a big basket.
Miscommunication there. Should have been a switch. Adams stayed with the screener. Taylor did not stay with the shooter, so need to get a little chat there.
Margin back to 4, deep 2, Kyle Adnam. Oh, how about his start tonight, Casey?
10 quick points, and that's what you're missing. We'll make it 11 quick points. That's a 3. It got called on the court, so he's off to a blinder.
Tarangi tries to answer and does. Good to go. He's off to the TAB.
And I will correct Adams' 3. It was set up as a 3, and now it's down to a 2. Still 10 points. Good chat, but let's talk about Ruben Tarangi's drive. The hesitation to the offhand, the finish with the left after the contact. So great to see him back in the league in this battle between Adnam and Tarangi early. 10 points apiece.
Tall Blacks off to the World Cup later this year. Ruben Tarangi, part of the team?
Yes.
Very definitive.
Without doubt.
Kadanovic through hands. Kafru puts it in. Kafru Hippolyte into the game. Young man getting an opportunity early in this one, and that'll get his confidence up. Dying seconds of the opening quarter here. Been a good start tonight by the Saints. Shot clock at 2. At 1, Tarangi's got to go here. He may run out of time. Definitely has. Not sure that he was aware. And
I think the Saints think there might be a little bit of time left because that was a shot clock violation. And that is not how it's going to go. Quarter over.
I did think they were going to get a second there. Not to be. Quarter time. And it's a good one. The Sunday sesh in the Sal's NBL. The Saints searching for their first win of the season. They're out by 5. Don't go away.
Good shot. Tyler gets another one. Gus taking his time. But make sure of it. 2 apiece. Going for that same spot, Tyler. I like it. 3 for you. Gus will do the same. 4. Tyler on 4. Make some noise for the 2, ladies and gentlemen. Gus gets his 4, Tyler gets his 5th, and I'm sure Gus will do the same. That's you, Tyler, well done, well done. 1 more for Gus. Boom. Round of applause for our 2 contestants out here today for the Sal's NBL Steel.
Welcome back to the Capital. Saints leading this one. Score adjustment. They're out by 4 after the opening 10 minutes. Well, it's been an exciting week at Sky with the launch of the new Sky Box. It's your Sky transformed, and you can upgrade right now. For more information on the new Sky Box, go to newskybox.co.nz. Check it out. Casey Frank, your thoughts? It's quarter time.
Love the aggressiveness of the Saints, really getting to the rim well. 10 free throw attempts in the first quarter. They only average 20 a game, so that's a great sign for the Saints fans.
Tarangi with the first chance of the opening quarter. Aaron Young joins us on the sidelines. Coach Young, your thoughts to quarter time?
We've got to make these a little quicker. I'm sorry. Just intensity's there. Just got to be a little bit more attached early on in the possession.
Rob Lowe's struggled a little bit on the interior. Is he going to be a focal point of trying to get him down low with the aggressiveness with which the Saints are playing defensively?
Yeah, you know, they're playing him different ways, but he's got to make his little easy ones. But he's in good positions. We got to find him up high where no one else can get it.
Good on you, Aaron. We appreciate your time, mate, as
that quick enough?
always. That was quick. We got through it.
Took the headphones off before I could even get that one out.
And as we're having the chat, Jared Weeks fouled and he's off to the line.
Great fun with the coaches that have fun with us on the mic, but always appreciative of their time in the middle of the game.
Yeah, the access we get to the coaches is very, very good in the Cells NBL, no doubt.
I've heard not all the coaches like talking to us during the game.
No, surely not.
Strange.
Do you want to name names?
How many coaches do we have in the league? 10?
Well, we've got 10.
Let's just list all 10.
Oh, surely not.
Except for Brett Matahare.
Oh, he loves it, no doubt.
he is a fan.
There's Jared Weeks, the Australian. Second one comes up short. That margin hovering at 4. Kyle Adnam, the star, early tonight with 10 points in the opening quarter, and he's straight down to business to start this second. Vidanovic with the fake. He gets to the hoop. Did all the hard work, didn't he? Low now. He doesn't need an invitation. Look at that. Rob Lowe says, thank you, Jared. Fires away, puts it down.
Talked to Coach Aaron Young about making little ones, but he's got that skill from deep as well. That's going to change the geometry of the court. He keeps making those.
Ties it up. There's Marlon Taylor showing his athleticism. Loose ball off the miss. Saints will come up with it.
Good hustle by Tommy V there, all over the glass. Hasn't had a lot of ball in hand in this game so far, just 2 points, but 4 rebounds because of that hustle. Doesn't get credit for it, but the possession's due to his efforts.
Rob Lowe up to 7 points. Ruben Tarangi has 11 for the Tuatara. Adnam to bring it in, searching, skips it out, Tuffin. Back to Adnam, who comes and meets him. Again, looking to create some space. He gets to work. Yep, well done, Dane Samuel to open it up.
Well, wrapped him up a little bit. Probably don't want to get those hands around as the Tuatara come back quickly.
Tarangi fires away. All Saints underneath to clean it up, though. Here he is again. Hesitation. Floater off the glass. No. Lowe knocks it down. Quickly out. Ends up with Weeks. He goes from downtown. And they'll start again. Straight into Lowe, banging bodies. He's doubled now. Vidanovic and Samuel turns it over into the hands of Adnam. Adnam quickly sizes up his options. How good would that have been? Blocked by Glidden. Marlon Taylor receiving from Adnam. Slick hands.
The transition offense is up and down, but the defense has been better. Great job by both teams of getting back in numbers and communicating to shut it down.
Here's Lowe. Got the size. Oh, good pass. Hands it off to Charlie Dalton. Good baseline cut from this young man.
Man, that's going to be a delay of game violation on Charlie Dalton, so keep that one in the back of your mind as this one goes along. Next violation will be a technical, but great cut on that play. Rob Lowe makes up for the turnover on the dish the play before with an assist next time around.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Rob Lowe with the mismatch. Nice pass there. And Charlie Dalton in the right spot.
That timing is really tough to double from that weak side block. That Tom Vidanovic player, if that wing doesn't drop down in time, you open yourself up to that.
Testicular cancer is the most common cancer amongst young men aged 18 to 39. Each year in New Zealand, 175 men are diagnosed with the disease and 8 will die from it. But it's one of the most treatable forms of cancer, and if detected early, there is a 95% survival rate. The first step is easy. On a monthly basis, have a quick fondle. Scan the code on the top right of your screen now and use the Snapchat filter to visually fondle anything round. Then look out for the reminder message to go and fondle your own. Remember, check yourself at least once a month because offense is the best defense. A very important message, Casey.
It is, and it's so important. I do not even giggle the entire time you're saying it, Justin.
No, I like that.
Although I am interested in this filter and what it can fondle.
Have you had a fondle with the filter yet?
A fondle with the filter, no. I haven't used the filter yet.
Without the filter?
Oh, of course.
Good on you.
I'm an old man.
27 apiece here, early in the second. And Adnam, the star of the show at the moment, what a difference he's made.
Well, just instant offense, 12 points, but it's the way the offense is moving. It looks so much more smooth, and it's playing at great speed.
And of course, they've had 10 days between this game and their last. Vidanovic came in hard on the rebound on low, helps his Tall Blacks teammate back to his feet.
Good, strong attack, but the challenge by Charlie Dalton at the rim just enough. Does a nice job of getting in there, making it a difficult angle to finish on. Rob Lowe cleans up on the glass on the other end, and Tommy V picks up his first personal foul of the game. Rob Lowe, 7 points, has 4 boards to go along with it now.
Here is Lowe. Tarangi matched up with Adnam. They've played a lot of basketball together. Yep.
Kyle Adnam was calling for help. He knew what was coming, but Tarangi just took his time, were really methodical in that move.
Good hands, Dalton on Tuffin there. Now Adnam, shot clock down to 8. Smith-Milner up and in.
Ruben Tarangi was almost there to take that charge, and we've got a delay game now on the Saints. So next delay game on either team will be a technical foul. But Tarangi slid over nicely. Tohi Smith-Milner with those 2 fouls does a nice job of attacking the rim, but not picking up that charge.
Can you remember who Ruben played for at the 2020 showdown?
That's the 2020 showdown. He was a Canterbury Ram.
He was. Played for the Rams.
I also remember Ruben Tarangi starting his career as a skinny high schooler for the Harbor Heat.
Well, here he is. Look at that, right on cue.
It's a nice cut, great find by Jared Weeks there, but I was looking up his age because he's been around for so long, still not 30. Unbelievable, 28 years old, this young fella. But he's been doing it for a long time at a high level.
Saints a little bit messy this time down the floor. Shot clock at 9. Adnam searching, got Weeks going backwards. Enough for the shot, they'll get it back though.
Good hand on Marlon Taylor.
Now we'll get a reset on the clock here. Should be 14. It was put to 24, so that's why we've got a whistle.
Yeah, I actually thought that Ruben Tarangi had possession. He had it and had it knocked away, but Melanie O'Connor thinks differently. And as always, the one with the whistle is the right one.
It'll be interesting to see as this quarter ticks down whether we'll see a Sky City player timeout. Don't forget team merch with thanks to New Balance. Online right now, all the new gear. There's the QR code that'll take you through to the online shop. Winnie out of Mulverhill, nice little hesitation, ends with a basket.
The hesitation dribble froze Nick Barrow. He had to recover to Tohi Smith-Milner.
Tarangi sets up Glidden in the corner. There you go, Cam Glidden.
Still got it. 2 for 4 now from the field, 5 points, but love that offensive fast break.
Smith-Milner looking to respond. Weeks getting up high with the rebound. Going at nearly 9 rebounds a game, Jared Weeks.
Charlie Dalton, great minutes. He has come out here as a young player and contributed on both sides of the court. I love his aggressiveness on the offensive end, shows no fear.
7 points a game this season for Dalton. Tuffin, just not stroking it at the moment.
Is that going to be Tohi Smith-Milner? Or is that going to be his 3rd personal foul? Wrapped up with guess who underneath? Nick Barrow with a physical box out, but Tohi Smith-Milner uses the hands, and now he's got 3 points. Or sorry, pardon me, 3 fouls in just 15 minutes or less of action, so he's going to be sitting on the bench for the rest of that first half.
Struggled with foul trouble last time out as well. Nick Barrow might be the new Aaron Bailey-Knoll in the Sal's NBL, the grappler.
He's got to do it for about 12 more years. What's that title?
Here's Weeks. That one well off to the left. He knew it as soon as it left his hand as well. He was headed back the other way.
Did they open that back door again? A little breeze coming through perhaps, but no, just a quick shot. Francis Winiera and Mulverhill never really lost him.
Adnam sitting on 12, Tarangi on 15 at the moment. Stats with thanks to our official stats partner in the Sal's NBL, the TAB. Here's Tuffin. He has Barrow in front of him. This will be interesting. Tuffin gets busy. Good defense at the ring. Charlie Dalton again. Proving hard to get past, and there he is finishing.
Right, just such an effect on the game off the bench. What value he's bringing, and that's a foul on Donnie Samuel with the illegal screen, pretty similar to the call that went against Nick Barrow earlier. Charlie Dalton, how about his play? Great challenge at the rim. It's Kenneth Tuffin really wanted the foul there, but the run down the lane, gets to the basket, finishes there. Great effort for this Auckland Tuatara team, who is down early but has turned this game on its head coming towards the closing minutes of the second quarter.
And Samuel subbed straight out there. No argument about the foul.
Just his first personal.
Here's Barrow on Taylor. Acting Sergeant Nick Barrow, if you don't mind.
Look at the size. I've used this word a couple times today about the Tuatara, but methodical. Had that size mismatch, just took his time to get to the post and finish it.
And they're out by 9 now, Casey. So this is a big run for the visitors.
Well, and this run has happened with Kyle Adnam on the bench. No surprise.
Shot clock at 5, pressure. 2 to beat Winnie Mullihill. Skip pass was good to Taylor. They've got to get a shot up. Vidanovic. No, Winnie Mullihill, big rebound, foul, McIntosh.
Coach Troy McLean, he can't fault the work rate. He can fault some of the decisions, especially defensively, but they're working hard. Great defensive rotations by the Tuatara there, but Francis Mullihill getting in on the glass, doing the hustle to gain an extra possession.
It's a 19-6 run right now for the Tuatara. Troy McLean with some work to do, assessing his options. Adnam back into it. And just like that, the mistakes are happening right now for the Saints.
Well, Tommy V just takes his eye off the ball. He was concentrated on the move. I like the kick out and the repost. Good thought process, but even though Kyle Adnam's been here for a month, they got to relearn how to play with him, really figure out exactly where those passes are going to lie.
Timeout here for the Saints. They've got some work to do. Let's head down and have a listen in to Troy McLean. Let's see if they can turn this around.
Got to be a little bit stronger with the ball, playing off 2 feet, all right? Making sure we take care of that shit. Defensively, we can't continue to talk about the same shit, all right? Win your matchup. Stay engaged. Lock up. Talk to coverages. Sprint back. Stay in an active stance. All the shit we talk about, right? Right here, we're coming down. Snap, all right? You two play that out. Right? Yes. Good? All right. Here we go. Here we go, buddy. Here we go.
Well, I know what I'm having for dinner in the capital tonight, Casey. We've been doing a bit of travel, and it's time for us to lash out tonight. The Sal's Super Special, the large cheese pizza, just $25. There's the code, HOOP. Nice and easy to remember.
Right. There's some value there. HOOP. That's certainly worth an inquiry, at the very least.
Well, what have the Tuatara done here in the second quarter to turn this around? They've gone from 4 down at quarter time to now lead by 9.
Yeah, it's turned around quickly. A lot of that damage done with Kyle Adnam on the bench, and you saw the Saints offense, they just started to get a little gummy. Not quite the same freedom. The Tuatara playing with greater speed on the offensive end and certainly finishing at a much greater rate.
Tarangi with young Hippolyte on him, goes up, forces the foul, and again, just the experience counts for everything.
Well, they're doing a nice job of searching out the mismatch. Where they have the advantage, that's what they're attacking. If it's on the interior with Rob Lowe, go there. Well, this time, if you're going to guard me with a young player like this, I'm going to go straight to the paint. You've got that double behind, but what's Kyle Adnam going to do down there? You need to send a big. And right now with Tohi Smith-Milner in foul trouble, with Donnie Samuel spending time on the bench, this is a small team, and normally the Tuatara have a bit of trouble in that area. Not right now.
15 in the game, make it 16.
Putting it together. 6 for 11 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. Doing it all.
The Auckland Grammar product, 28-year-old, debuted for the Tall Blacks in 2013, Tarangi. And this is the second at the TAB. The margin, though, is at 10, double digits. Saints with some work to do in the closing stages here. Vidanovic nearly tripped over, doesn't get the roll, gets after it, and things just not landing for Tommy V at the moment.
Strong defense by Ruben Tarangi. You see his strength as a guard, able to stand up to Tom Vidanovic there and force the miss.
Beatty wants low, he's doubled Vidanovic right there. Tarangi, another three, no. Big rebound, Tom Beatty gets to work off the glass, gets it back. Look at the young man going here.
Great effort. Unfortunately, his teammate Cam Glidden stepped on the line. No, foul called, sorry, pardon me, foul on the Saints there, and it's the effort of Tom Beatty back-to-back offensive rebounds there. Putting the work in, grabs that one, comes down, thinking, I can get that one up, maybe not, but still. The stick-to-itiveness keeps it, adds another possession, and earns his teammate Cam Glidden a trip to the TAB for 2.
Talk to us about Aaron Young. He's spoken about and highly regarded as a young coach. He's bringing young talent through. Again, we're seeing the likes of Tom Beatty, Charlie Dalton.
Well, he started as a youth coach, right? He's done such a great job at St. Kent's and his ability there, has won a national championship at that level, but he really puts players in positions where they're able to succeed. We saw that these last couple of years with the Tuatara, with the Huskies before that. The way that the younger players on the team have been responding to him, and not just that, the veterans as well. You love it as a player when a coach believes in you, and even when you mess up, he's not getting on you about the mistake. He's getting on you about what he knows you're capable of, and that's the type of coach that Aaron Young has been in his, what is a reasonably short time as a professional coach.
5th turnover of the game to the Saints. And it gives this visiting team from Auckland a chance to stretch this lead. They've dominated this second quarter.
One of the big keys for me as we see the Tuatara on offense, Saints have not been to the free throw line here in the second quarter.
There's Glidden for 3. In fact, it's going to be a deep 2.
Showing that stroke has returned. 8 points for Cam Glidden. He's got 6 rebounds as well, leading that way for the Tuatara in that category.
24-6 quarter now. Taylor gets up.
Rob Lowe makes a business decision. You tried to pull the hand out for the challenge, but you're in the photo, mate. Marlon Taylor getting up again.
Desperately needed that and didn't need to do that. So Taylor fouls Cam Glidden. He'll head to the TAB for a look at 3.
Marlon Taylor, he's just trying to bring some energy, trying to contest shots, doing the best he can, and they take another look at Rob Lowe. I won't contest that one. I'll just watch that one go through from the side. Good. Still in the photo though, Rob. Flailing those arms around a little bit. But on the other end, Taylor picks up the foul. His 3rd personal, 6 points. So now him, Tohi Smith-Milner with 3 each. Tuffin, Vidanovic each with 2. Just Weeks and Charlie Dalton with 2 for the Tuatara.
I do like the fact that you put a little bit of corporate spin on Lowe stepping out. They're calling it a business decision.
It's a business decision. that is a business decision. When you're going up for the challenge and you realize after the leap, oh, I cannot get this done. I'm just gonna have to pull back, not challenge a shot, not force an N1, and just wear the highlight.
Do you reckon we'll ever see Rob Lowe in the future in suit and tie and briefcase?
I'll tell you what, that's a big ass suit.
It is a big suit, you're right. 15-point margin now. Kyle Adnam pulled up on the dribble there. Trying to get something going here. Hard to the basket on the reverse. Vidanovic, the bunny, goes again. Blocked, pushed away. Big stuff, Tuatara.
Ghosts of seasons past, knocking the ball off the rim there. The Saints just cannot find the rhythm.
And now we're at the closing stages of this half. Tarangi, this would be a dagger.
Wow, what a performance here in the second quarter. They have absolutely shut down the Saints, held them to just 8 points, and they've scored 31 themselves.
Been a massive run, hasn't it?
Just 1 foul for the Tuatara in this quarter. A complete change of mindset from the Saints team. They went to the line 10 times in the first quarter. They were attacking the rim. They looked at the quicker team, but as this game has gone on, here in the second, the Tuatara have found their level, and it's difficult for the Saints right now to keep up with them.
Shot clock just inside the game clock. You can see that on screen. That's a clumsy foul in the end by Ruben Fitzgerald.
But he's fouling on purpose. He's got 3 fouls to give. He's trying to get that foul in before Adnam gets into his ring. They still have 2 fouls to give from this point, but he has to be smart with it. He can't do it when the shot's about to go up, and he can't make it look so intentional. I know he spent all that time in the weight room, but just pull back a little bit.
And Adnam was very close to pushing for the shot there as well. Here's that matchup again, Fitzgerald and Adnam.
Fitzgerald trying to foul.
Vodanovic, and they're just not dropping for the Saints. I think Beattie might be called for the foul here, will he?
Looks like Cam Glidden.
Picks himself up with a wry grin.
But not a bad foul with 1-3 left. As we see the drive by Adnam and the soft rim, just not soft enough. Good tap back. But now we're going to have Saints ball on the sideline or the baseline. Waiting to see where that call comes.
They've got 1.3 here. They could grab a Sky City player timeout. It would still come in from the baseline if they do, if they want to have a chat.
They do not. They're set up. Just 1.3 to get it off.
In fact, there you go. In fact, they got it into Vodanovic to call it, which means the clock would come down a bit, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think they've just misunderstood the interpretation of the rule there. You get it on the out-of-bounds line, you're a player with the ball. You can call it from there.
Yep.
You don't have to pass it in. But they are going to take off about 0.2 or 0.3 here.
And from every other position on the court, Casey, the ball is advanced, but from the baseline, if you call it on the baseline, you get to bring it in on the baseline.
But you know what happens there by inbounding it. Now they get it on the sideline.
Yep.
Personally, I prefer it on the baseline. The defense is at a real disadvantage there. But we're going to reset the clock to 1 second, and that's how much time the Saints have to try and dig into this 18-point lead.
Well, we've seen what can happen in 0.5 of a second in the Cells NBL this season, so who knows? Ball in. This is a good opportunity. Goes begging for the Saints. Kyle Adnam, huge in the first quarter, but along with his team, it was struggle street in that second quarter, dominated by the Tuatara. In fact, it was a 30-8 run in that second term, and they now lead by 18. So the Saints with a load of work to do at the half. Rob Lowe's been involved in everything, so too Kyle Adnam. Casey Frank's going to have a chat with them both now. Let's head down to Casey.
We've got confusion between the two playmates here. But first, Rob Lowe, a difficult first quarter, but in the second quarter, you guys found the rhythm. What happened that enabled you guys to get to a little bit of goodness on that offense?
It's not really offense, it's defense. They scored 25 in the first quarter and 8 in that quarter. So, you know, we really picked up defensively. We picked up those defensive rebounds, and we were able to score on it.
Looking to try and keep the Saints slowing down, what's the key to not letting them get efficient on the offensive end?
Yeah, they're a really talented squad, and you know, 1 or 2 guys might catch fire in the second half. We just got to stay locked in and stay ready.
Thanks for the time, Rob. Now I've got Kyle Adnam coming in. Kyle, a great first quarter. You guys really found a lot of rhythm early, but what was it that turned around in that second quarter where you guys just really struggled to find the bucket?
Just our half-court defense, I thought. Like, we ran in the first quarter, we were able to get out and get a few buckets in transition, but half-court defense was a real problem for us. We couldn't get out and run, and that's how we want to play. So we've got to get some stops so we can get out and push.
And then looking at how the Tuatara was scoring in that second quarter, that first quarter you guys had everything absolutely shut down, but a little bit more methodical. Do you guys need some more doubles coming over to take care of that size, that they're taking care of those mismatches?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're going down low, they're scoring in the paint. It was probably a similar thing last week for us, an area we touched on, so we've got to be better. Something to think about.
Thanks for the time. Good luck in the second.
Well, Ruben Tarangi, 20 first half points. Huge second quarter by the Tuatara. This crowd stunned tonight. The Saints searching for their first win of the season. And boy, have they got some work to do. The visitors leading this one at the half by 18. TAB stats coming up on the other side of the break. Welcome back to the capital. The Saints with some work to do. It's a quick chat straight out to try and turn this one around. The Tuatara leading by 18 at the half. Competitive opening quarter. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. But gee, the second quarter belonged to the Tuatara.
100%. They upped their level of speed. They started playing with a little bit more definitiveness in the half course. Took advantage of their strength in the low post in multiple matchups and stopped fouling, which I think was the biggest key.
Well, the Saints actually won the first quarter by 4 points, and it was thanks to this man, Kyle Adnam.
He came out and the offense looked much more smooth. He was able to get the ball in positions to score, hit a couple of triples from that same spot, and inspired the entirety of the Saints team to play with a little bit more speed and efficiency. All looked good after that first quarter, but just slowed down. He spent some time on the bench in that second quarter, and that to me is when it looked like that offense really faltered for the Saints.
Well, they'll be hoping he gets going in this second half. They definitely need it. And speaking of get going, one man who got going in the second quarter as the Tuatara pulled on 30 points was Ruben Tarangi.
Got going in a big way, 20 points on 7 for 13 from the field, but he was just not forcing anything, let the game come to him. If people were making mistakes defensively, he just took advantage. Hand down, man down. If you're gonna guard me with players who just don't have my speed and quickness, I'm gonna take them to the cup. You're gonna put Kyle Adnam on me, I'm going straight to the post. I'm gonna use my strength, I'm gonna get that shot right where I want it each and every time he was getting to a spot at will.
Let's have a look at the quick stats to halftime with thanks to the TAB. And look at that field goal percentage.
Amazing defense by the Tuatara in that second quarter. Great defense on the three-point line as well, holding at 15, but it's those 10 free throw attempts for the Saints. They had 10 free throw attempts at quarter time, 0 trips to the TAB in the second. That's the issue right now. They have to get on the rim, have to put this Tuatara team that doesn't have a lot of depth in foul trouble.
Official stats partner of the Sal's NBL, the TAB. There's the Mayor of Wellington joining us tonight, Tori Banal. Great to see her along enjoying the Sal's NBL highlight show Tuesday night. There's going to be a lot of highlights. I reckon Marlon Taylor will feature in that. Right now, though, the Saints with a lot of work to do in the second half. Can they come back into this one, or will it be 3 losses in a row to start the season? We'll find out on the other side of the break. Don't go away.
Keep the noise going, Wellington. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wellington Brass Band. Oh, it's your one, Miguel. Put your hands together for the Wellington Brass Band. Hope you all got your Saints family, make some noise.
Sunday session, the NZNBL. Second half not too far away. Fight for Life coming up on Thursday, April 27 on Sky Arena. It's a full slate, $39.95. You know what to do. Join us for Fight for Life. Second half about to start here. Saints with a big mountain to climb. Casey Frank, full house tonight. Gotta love it in the capital. And if they can find their voice in this second half, it'll certainly help their team. But they do have a long way to go from here.
Well, the support is always fantastic. They've done a great job of coming out and supporting the team despite some early season hiccups. But they're just going to have to find some fire, find some energy. They completely lost that in that second quarter. Coming out here to start the third, I'd love to see them play with some pace, attack that rim, and really get aggressive on the defensive end despite the foul trouble.
Marlon Taylor just 6 in the game. Darnay Samuel 3. Smith Milner 4. Here is Marlon Taylor. This would be a good start. Picked up well by Jared Weeks, and look at him go. Pulls it back out. Rob Lowe pulls the trigger. Short on the iron.
And I'd also like to see the Tuatara continue to play with the intelligence they had offensively. Nothing but great shots. They don't want the quick ones despite the big lead.
Vodanovic, 1 of 9 shooting tonight. 1 of 10 as Smith Milner comes through and cleans it up.
Probably could have been a goaltend on Rob Lowe as he hit the backboard with the ball on the rim, but Smith Milner there to clean up the mess regardless.
Opening score of this second half goes the way of the Saints. Cam Glidden trying to get an eye in early. Adnan started on fire tonight, a rocket out of the gates. Marlon Taylor, sweet shot.
Love the elevation there at 15 feet, comes around the screen, and with that kind of elevation on the jump shot, nobody can challenge it effectively.
Here's Weeks using his body well, opens some space for Rob Lowe, again, short on the eye. Margin at 14. Saints chip away. What do they need to bring it down to in this quarter to give themselves a chance down the stretch here, Case?
Well, you always like to be down 10, but considering the size of the league, probably if they get to 15, they feel pretty good.
That'll help. Kenneth Tuffin ran into Rob Lowe.
Well, his
initially
face got stuck on the hip. I don't know if that's gonna, he was trying to injure Rob Lowe's sore hip with his face or what, but good move, if not the prettiest one.
Opening 6 points of the quarter to the Saints. Smart work. Jared Weeks hands it off underneath to Charlie Dalton, who just keeps coming up in the right place.
Just moving to the right spot. Wheels perfectly out as that weak side big there.
Vodanovic. Well, that'll help Tommy V. Hasn't been his night on the stroke, but that certainly will get his confidence up.
And just like that, back to 11. If they get it down to 10 quickly, from that point on, it's basically anybody's game.
Tarangi, turnover. Well picked out by Tuffin. Tarangi across with the foul. He thought it was clean. It was actually referee Melanie O'Connor on the opposite side of the floor that's called that.
Yeah, from our angle, tough to tell what kind of body contact there was. He seemed to get the ball cleanly with his hand, but it was the contact of the body afterwards as Ruben Tarangi picks up foul number 2. Take another look at that great read by Tuffin, and yeah, that's a foul there.
Tuffin with a chance on the 3. Back into the play.
Just misses halfway down. Saints do a better job defensively, forcing the Tuatara out beyond that 3-point line.
Tarangi has Vodanovic in front of him. Just smart enough to get it off the body there. A foot.
How did he kick that? He's even having a laugh about it with Ruben Tarangi. He's like, did I just do a little side backwards boot for that kick there?
Nice.
Footy skills.
FIBA World Cup, of course. FIFA World Cup, I should say.
He's
Not
probably
too far away.
Been watching a lot of Welcome to Wrexham.
Well, that one's a little bit hard to take. I like the idea, but...
Well, there's been a few turnovers Rob Lowe has had trying to fling that ball out to the weak side or up to the top. That's the 10th turnover as a team for the Tuatara.
Got a whistle here.
Shot clock hadn't started yet. So we're going to go from 23 to 22 seconds.
Thanks for
thankfully.
that.
Good thing we stopped that one.
Notice a little bit of sarcasm in your voice there, Coach.
Dude, it's a second. It's okay. Everything will be fine.
I feel better now. Saints have come out and put the foot down. 9-2 run. Add another 2. Kyle Adnam.
David and Goliath on that one. Kyle Adnam with the up fake gets Rob Lowe up, and the Tuatara were thinking about calling a timeout, but they didn't call it.
Oh, I think Coach Aaron Young may have called it.
He did call it, but they didn't blow the whistle in time as we take another look at Adnam getting Rob Lowe up in the air.
Just confirming in front of us, there will be a timeout now. Aaron Young and the score table officials deep in conversation. And no doubt Aaron Young, he won't be happy with what he's seen in the first 3 minutes of this second half.
An 11-2 run by the Saints to open up the quarter. That's exactly the response they needed. They've done it, and they're not doing anything fancy. They're playing slightly better defense and better offense.
Rue coming off there, get something at the paint, turn in that corner. If they go under that one, Rue, take your man, pop, next action. You need something in the paint right now. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, tech is a good option for us though, just in transition. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hey, he's gonna hand it off. He's gonna hand.
So the word there is they want to get the ball inside. They've had some looks from outside, of course. But let's talk about the Saints. No doubt Troy McLean has put it on his team at halftime. It was a 30-8 quarter in the second term by the Tuatara, but this 11-2 start in the third quarter has got the Saints seemingly back into this one.
Just playing smarter. They've come out, they've shot 5 for 8 from the field to start this off. They're doing a better job of getting that deep penetration, forcing the Tuatara defense to adjust, and looking more like the team that we saw start the game.
Margin back to 9. There's 18 at the half. Tarangi, they do go inside. Well, there's a couple of hands in there. Maybe some contact.
But, you know, and one they got away with. The crowd here is not super appreciative of it, but this foul, that looked like it could have been a foul there by Vodanovic. And there, well, the Taylor clip looks pretty clean.
Well, Kyle Adnam apparently has been called for a foul there. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I'm not sure where Kyle was.
He wasn't even in the no-fly zone. He was like 2 meters away.
He was off surfing at Lyle Bay.
That's 2 Lyle Bay drops here. You're really throwing it out.
Here we go, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just look out for Kyle Adnam. How did he get the foul?
He shouldn't have looked at the ball like that.
Wow. Back into it. Weeks. Came off his leg. It's going to be a Saints ball.
Weeks and Tuffin having some words there. Could have Tuffin always game to do a little bit of chatter. And Weeks might have gotten some contact, but improved defensive effort here from the Saints in the third quarter. Getting them right back in this ball game.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you can hear, the crowd are starting to find some voice. Sellout tonight in the capital. Another big crowd. Smith Milner swings it out. Vodanovic up strong, does get the roll this time, and that's what was missing in the first half for Tommy Vodanovic.
Yeah, driving to the rim. We've got some action. This ball moving side to side, forcing that Tuatara defense to adjust before the drive.
Back at 7, Tarangi puts it back out to 10.
20 in the first half. Let's start picking it up here. 23 now. Maybe we should feed him the ball a few more times.
4 of 7 from downtown for Ruben Tarangi tonight.
Adnam puts his hand up on that one.
So good to see him back in the Sal's NBL. Handy pickup for the Tuatara. Going in hard, Jared Weeks bouncing around like a pinball.
Tohi Smith-Milner sitting on 3 fouls, could not do a lot in defense there.
5 points in the game. Tommy Vodanovic is up and about.
Inspired play straight at Charlie Dalton, trying to force the whistle, instead just takes the 2.
Margin at 10. Glidden slipping and sliding, keeps it alive. Shot clock down to 6. Tarangi again, and again he scores.
He's just got that burst. He's gone by Tom Vodanovic a couple of times when they've been matched up out on the perimeter like that because of that speed.
He's got 25. Taylor, corner, back out. Adnam resets, looks to go again, slips it through. Smith-Milner.
Oh, I'm not sure if that was the tip by Tuffin or for Smith-Milner dropping in. Looks like they give it to Tohi Smith-Milner.
Yeah, he has. Chance inside. Smith-Milner knocks it away. Loose ball. Tuatara keep it alive. Dalton hands it off to Lowe. Steps around. Smith-Milner.
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, he came down hard on his head and instantly rolled over. Nothing untoward. Great drive by Rob Lowe. Good contest from Vodanovic on the weak side. And what a highlight for Rob Lowe. But there you see him drop down, and it looks like he maybe didn't hit his head as hard as we thought. Straight into the back. He's up and walking around, and that is certainly good to see.
It is. Good signs. Looks okay, Rob Lowe.
Now can we get excited about the dunk?
Oh, that was big. That was really big.
Now that we know that he's not going to have to go to hospital, as he gets a smile on his face thinking about it. But Rob Lowe turned back the clock. I mean, I don't know when you turn back the clock too, because that might be the highlight of his career.
Well, that's going to be right up there in the highlights of the week. In fact, he is going to step up and have a break here, Rob Lowe, just to check.
Well, you have to have him sub out because the physio ran out to the court.
Yep.
So if the physio goes onto the court to check on somebody, they have to sub out. So this will be Nick Barrow getting the freebie. As I think Rob Lowe, don't think he'll spend too much time on the bench.
He looks okay down beside us.
Just a hard fall on the back. Thankfully, didn't hit his head when it popped backwards with the whiplash there.
Just the one shot, of course, from Nick Barrow, who stepped onto the floor to replace Rob Lowe. Good signs on the sideline, though. He is okay.
Carl Adnam putting it together. 16 points now. He's really starting to find some rhythm and picking up that attack on the rim that we saw early in the first.
Tarangi, knocked away. Looked clean from Dane Samuel. He is called for the foul, though, on the arm, as Smith-Milner and Jared Weeks just get tangled up there.
How did that happen? Let's take another look at it. Pretty clean. Quite often, though, when you've got a hand reaching in and the ball flies up, that to the official says it's on. When the ball normally comes straight down when you swipe it at it, that is a sign that it's a pretty clean shot. That time, he's hitting the ball up, so it pops up with him, possibly what made it look like more contact than it might have been.
Well, all the fun happened after that, as Tarangi misses the first, when Jared Weeks got caught up in the armpit of Tohi Smith-Milner.
We've seen the Tuatara a couple of times being a little bit cheeky and getting into the huddles of the opposition. And I'll tell you, as a player, if somebody was trying to get in my team huddle, I'd take a bit of offense to that.
Now, Ruben Tarangi has just stopped there because he's heard a buzzer go off like a car horn.
He's right. The ref should be going to the bench and telling the bench whoever says that again is going to get kicked out of the game.
Well, there's 3 cars over the back here at the stadium, and I reckon someone's leaned in and blowing the horn. Tarangi put the shot away. Samuel answers with 2. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Not too often that you've got cars in the stadium either.
We're hearing it was the mascot that did it. Tarangi adds another 2.
Oh, that's a likely story. Blame the gorilla.
I have never, ever
speciesism at its finest.
Seen that before.
Is that Tohi Smith-Milner with the illegal screen? Foul number 4.
It is.
And he's got 8 points, but without him in the game, it's been difficult to really take control of the glass in that interior play. So they're gonna have to figure out probably for the next 8 minutes or so with him on the bench.
There it is there. The foul just stepping in to Jared Weeks.
Well, he moved and he lifted up the arms to hit, and he didn't need to do it. The guard had space. He had freedom.
Just going to get a stop here. We might try and pull up what happened a moment ago when we get a chance.
I mean, I'd be impressed if our camera crew was filming the cars.
Well, I don't think they'll
live
be
action.
filming the car, but you can see the reaction on Ruben Tarangi's face at the line. He was bewildered by what was going on. We'll have a look at that a little bit later on. Here's Jared Weeks stepping back. Tarangi, is there contact there? What's the call?
Well, they called a travel. Can't call a travel until he grabs the ball again, and he didn't grab it until after the whistle was blown. But apparently not enough contact. Look, there's been a lot of contact for these ball handlers, both ways, the Saints and the Tuatara. But it's starting to play in favor of the Saints as the Tuatara are getting frustrated.
Here's Adnam, Weeks chasing him, Vidanovic. Got a mismatch height-wise, that one in and out. Bobbled around, he's been better this quarter, Tom Vidanovic. Speaking of being better, how's the game tonight from Ruben Tarangi?
That's going to count, and I think that'll be an and one for Cam Glidden. The shot was certainly up before that foul happened.
28 in the game.
And just a silly play by Vidanovic here on the screen by Glidden. He just gives another hit for whatever reason. Foul on Vidanovic, that's going to be his fourth personal as well. Yeah, so fourth personal foul now on Tom Vidanovic. And Cam Glidden, so it's the foul and the ball. Interesting, so they're not saying it's an N1 because the ball was in flight. Technically, I guess, after the shot attempt. Possession goes back to the Tuatara, and this is a painful possession for the Saints who have worked so hard to get within touch distance.
Yeah, Saints will get the timeout, 14-point margin.
And here we see Vidanovic's foul. Look at the second effort here. It's just a bit silly.
Yep. And while all that was happening, how about the shot from Ruben Tarangi? 31 in the game, sorry, 31. He's 5 of 8 from downtown. He has been involved in everything tonight. Saints definitely coming at the Tuatara in this third quarter, but the visitors have settled, haven't they?
Sit back, come downhill.
Aaron Young will be a lot happier with what he's seen in the last couple of minutes. Miles Pearce getting involved here for the Saints, having a chat as well.
Well, that last play, a few of these plays, it's about discipline. We've worked so hard to get back into it. We saw Tohi Smith-Milner's fourth foul on offense. Didn't need to do that. Didn't need that extra contact. Just trying to get a shot in on Jared Weeks. Same thing happens down here. Tohi Smith-Milner didn't seem happy about that first screen, so he gets a little shot in afterwards on that second attempt. And you need to have better discipline, especially when you're chasing down a lead.
Do you reckon Rob Lowe will feature in the Sal's NBL Highlights show on Tuesday night?
There's a decent chance now that he's survived.
He's back on the floor, by the way, as well, which is good to see.
I thought that was semi-Undertaker-esque that we popped back to life.
9 points in the game for Rob Lowe, including that huge dunk. As we come back in and
it wasn't a foul, so we're back to the N1,
yep.
What I initially thought. So it's 2 free throws because it's the bonus.
And it could be a 5-point play.
Well, and that is a tremendous mistake to make when you're chasing it down, had it within 10 points for a while there. Glidden misses from the TAB, and it's still sitting at 15.
Here's Taylor. Samuel now. Can he get going tonight for the Saints? He's certainly going to try here. Does well off the right.
It's just a really great use of the angle. The length of Lowe made it a difficult finish, but the skill of Samuel is highlighted yet again.
He has 7 points. Tarangi, star of the show tonight, drops it down to Rob Lowe. Quickly doubled. Taylor does well, forces the turnover. Here comes Adnam, hands it off. Marlon Taylor, Barrow knocked into next week. Dougal Meter with the long shot from
Barrow's
the wing.
Down.
Yeah, he's out at the moment. We'll just pull the camera out of there. Looks like he's copped a elbow to the face.
It was just on the Taylor drive. As he comes through here, you'll see, I think that right arm gets in on him.
Just
right
there, yeah.
Clips him in the face. And Dan Barrow, Nick Barrow is checking for blood. No blood there. And I'll tell you what, having run into that dome of his a couple of times, if it hurt him, it must have been a strong shot.
Well, he's just given us the thumbs up, and that's why you wear mouth guards, boys and girls. Exactly for that reason.
Glidden back to the line as the foul happened by the Saints. And once again, just one foul on the Tuatara in the quarter. One foul in the second quarter as well. They've been able to defend without getting blown for the whistle here for near 20 minutes. And that is just it shows a great level of discipline in contrast to some of the mistakes the Saints have been making.
14 in the game for Cam Glidden tonight. Stats with thanks to TAB. Here comes Rob Lowe.
A little easier on the rim this time, but great anticipation to create that opportunity, and all of a sudden it's back to 17.
His eyes lit up then. Hippolyte with the travel.
Oh, and it's the foul trouble causing real issues for the Saints right now. Vodanovic, Smith-Milner on the bench.
Here's Rob Lowe on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Easy as you like. Did all the hard work at the other end.
Rob Lowe, 11 points now, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 1 block. Stuff in that stat sheet. I thought there was another one in there somewhere.
Here's Glidden, turns, catches, shoots, off to the right.
Searching for that contact a little bit, might have affected his release.
Samuel again, trying to do what he did just moments ago. That time well off. Glidden does well to keep that one in play. There's Winnietta Mulverhill in front of him. Low comes, drops, outside, good setup to Tuatara, and they're rewarded. Jared Weeks 3.
Well, they continually are coming with that double team to Rob Lowe in the post. Times it's been successful, but he figured it out that time.
Adnam wears contact. Off to the TAB, foul on Tom Beatty, and just like that, margin at 20.
Well, they've done so much work to get their way back into this game, but on that really nice vision and feed by Rob Lowe, learning from his previous turnover out of the double, he turns into it this time. He's not on his heels. He's much stronger pass made as Adnam hits the first.
And we know that Rob Lowe is always going to attract bodies inside. Good pass, good finish. Adnam adds a couple. He's got 18 in the game. Made a big run, didn't they, the Saints in this quarter? But the Tuatara well settled. And again they go, looking for more. Oh, Jared Weeks, yes, gets the roll.
Just using the aggressiveness of Francis Mulverhill against himself. He was up and in the whole way, and that allowed Weeks to turn on the jets and get to use that up fake.
Smart play, Kyle Adnam felt the contact. He's going to go to the line for 3 here.
Well, a bit aggressive by Charlie Dalton. Out there about 28 feet from the basket. And he gets that hand in, and you can feel it. Adnam just throws it up there. And as you said, heads up play. When you're struggling to get the ball in the hoop, it's a great time to get yourself to the TAB. See if you can keep it ticking over.
Well, I don't want to give away my age, Casey, but I remember watching Kyle Adnam coming through the junior ranks in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne.
Was that like 3 weeks ago?
That's right, 3 weeks ago. Thank you. You're so kind.
Well, I'm talking about how young Kyle Adnam looks, but you can take that one if you want, Justin. Adnam perennially youthful, I think.
Junior star he was, and he's gone on and already carved out a 10-year career in the Aussie NBL. He's up to 20 in this one tonight. He's certainly done his bit for the Saints, but right now they are staring down the barrel at 3 straight losses to start the season. Lowe surely fouled there.
Whistle is blown. Rob Lowe will head back to the TAB. As this third quarter is starting to stretch out as the fouls mount up. Nice find by Jared Weeks. Look at 5 blue jerseys in the paint there. The ball still gets through. I mean, they're trying to pack the paint, but they're just unable to slide over early enough, put enough pressure on the point of attack outside the three-point line without giving up those straight driving lanes. And they're going to have to just do a better job of on-ball defense right now and not allowing those straight line drives to the rim.
I'm not sure that there's a big man in the competition as Adnan misses on the buzzer that commands as much attention as Rob Lowe, and he certainly came up with some big highlights in that third quarter. 12 points in the game for Rob Lowe, 31 for Ruben Tarangi, and right now everything pointing towards a victory for the Auckland Tuatara. They're out by 19 after 3 quarters. The Saints with a lot ahead of them. Can they get themselves back into this one? See you on the other side of the break.
Next Saturday, the 29th of April, $600 up for grabs. Shout out to our sponsors. Well, without you, we can't do much for the Saints family. ZM Harvest Hotel, helping to package.
Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena. Tuatara leading this one by 19 at 3-quarter time. Let's head straight down to the sidelines and catch up with Saints coach Troy McLean. And Troy, certainly the opening minutes of the third quarter looked a lot better, but the Tuatara getting the upper hand in the last few minutes. What do you need to do in this last quarter?
We just need to have a lot more consistency with what we're doing defensively and offensively.
Yeah, I've seen some of those straight line drives at the point of attack. Is it just a matter, as for instance, when Mulvihill gets to the cup, is it just a matter of taking a little onus on the players at the point of attack, making them turn directions a couple of times instead of getting those straight lines to the cup?
100%. Our one-on-one defense is poor, and that puts us into rotation, so yeah, it's something we discussed at the quarter break.
Appreciate your time, Troy.
Easy.
Always good with his time. And watching on intently as Winnietta Mulvihill lands the bonus from the TAB. So a good start in this last quarter for the Saints. They're going to need a lot more of that.
And I think really key for the Saints is to keep their hands out of the cookie jar. They cannot put the Tuatara to the line early on the bonus in this quarter.
Well, they've given up 79 points in 3 quarters here. Dalton puts it out.
Rob Lowe. I mean, just skilled.
Wow.
You know, not bad defense by Donnie Samuel at all, but excellent awareness and execution by Rob Lowe there.
He's been big in this second half, hasn't he? Speaking of big, Kyle Adnan moves to 23.
The Saints need to speed it up. They have to get things going a little bit faster, confuse this Tuatara defense. That's very solid when it's set.
There he is again, Rob Lowe. Oh, almost got the roll. Dalton with the O-board.
Charlie Dalton again. Putting in that work. Charlie Dalton, 8 points. That's his 3rd rebound there. He's got his fingerprints all over this game. Has not missed from the field, 4 for 4.
And what I love about it, Casey, is this young man is 18.
There's a real dichotomy of the level of experience in this league and the opportunity for these younger players, for these teenagers that are hoping to bring their game abroad. I believe Charlie Dalton's going to the States next year to play college basketball. It's just such a great learning experience and advances your game exponentially.
I just wonder if Chris McIntosh is carrying a bit of a knock. Haven't seen too much of him tonight. Mind you, the guards for the Tuatara have been playing very, very well. Samuel with the up fake. Oh, somehow found a gap. Got it back. Up he goes. Dane. Nice work.
And that's the effort you need, beating the opponent to the ball on that second chance opportunity. And straight to the cup with strength, as he is known for.
Here's Weeks. Setting himself up for three. Off the front of the iron. Adnam. Can he add some more points? That was a double dribble there.
That could have been a carry.
Smith-Milner goes from deep. Tohi for three. Maybe the Saints got away with one there. Timeout quickly called by Aaron Young as the Saints close it to 13.
Man, for the Saints, when it's good, it looks good. We see there, it just didn't have the hand. Certainly a carry there, but you know, when you're down 17, you tend to get a couple of breaks. Now, 16, and on the make down to 13. Once again, starting the quarter off really strongly.
Here's Aaron Young.
Quarter three. Oh no. Let's give me a swing ghost. 3-3 or swing. Yeah. Swing three. You come up and set it. Hey, good opportunity for us to get it in the paint. Nick, you play that dunker spot or play that mid-range. Swing three. Hey, settle, we need to slow down Kyle, make sure he sees the wall. Good contest on Tohi and Dane every time. Let's go down, dig deep.
Aaron Young asking his team to get back out there and settle things down. Sal's super special. There's the code word, hoop. $25 large cheese pizza available to next Wednesday.
Get it in. Nothing like a little bit of pizza to finish the weekend.
And the Saints with some pressure up the floor here. Maybe just a sniff, an opportunity. As their home fans try and find some voice. Sold out crowd tonight. Here's Barrow, short corner, comes up short. Look who comes up with it again. Back to Weeks. He can't land the big blow.
And the Saints, that 10-point margin is all important for them right now. Got to get it to that.
Dane Samuel, easy as you like. Aaron Young won't be happy with that.
Well, he spent the time out talking about offense. Probably should have talked about defense and effort levels on this end, because that is, as you said, just too easy. One dribble straight to the cup. Showing off that skill set once again.
Lead down to 11. 13-5 run. Oh, look out.
Back on the court you come. Ruben Tarangi goes from 31 to 34. Easy peasy. Hand down, man down. Give him space. He's going to make that shot.
6 of 9 from the arc tonight as well. Samuel tries to respond. Here's this come off. Nick Barrow is the answer.
And I've been praising the efforts of Charlie Dalton, but Francis Mulvihill, very similar in his effect on the game. He's come on and done tremendous things. That time earned the possession. And Dane Samuel just drops the hand, allowing the opportunity. And there we see Mulvihill giving it a go, earning possession back.
Adnam.
Oh, good
heads
find
up
by
play.
Dalton.
Yeah, very good. Gets it up the court.
Oh, where's the dunk, Weeksy? He got one in Southland earlier. Must have been re-energized by his return to the Southland.
We'll have a chat with him after the game on that. Jared Weeks adds another 2. There's Samuel and Barrow. Tarangi tries to get a hand in there. Samuel still going at it on the reverse. Well, we know how classy this young man is, the 23-year-old. We know what he's capable of.
He's just such a talented player. He's just scratched the surface of what he is capable of so far. But love the move there. He's up to 13 points.
Tarangi.
Might have been a travel by Ruben Tarangi there.
Weeks runs into a brick wall. The brick wall fouls.
Well, that's kind of tough in that. All right, Kyle Adnam called for that foul. I thought it was tough and late, but It goes on Adnam, who picks up his second personal.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the foul.
There it is.
Mind you, Adnam is the go-to for fouls. He was called for one earlier tonight when he was about 43 metres away from the ball.
I mean, at least this one he was involved in the contact.
Margin at 14. Jared Weeks, good defence, Dougal Meter, but have a look who's there to clean it up. How good tonight has Charlie Dalton been?
Just in the right place, right time. Hasn't missed a shot yet.
There's Samuel fouled. And just like that on that Charlie Dalton bucket, all 5 starters tonight for the Tuatara in double-digit scoring. That's a good sign.
It certainly is, especially coming from Charlie Dalton. Not exactly what he's out there on the court for, but taking advantage 5 for 5 from the field now. 5 rebounds, make it 6 on that putback that he just had. And love to see those contributions from the next generation of hoopers in New Zealand.
And it's been a round for young stars, hasn't it? Walter Brown, Liam Judd doing some good things today for the Jets. Here's Bogdanovic for 3.
Penetration opens opportunities outside beyond the arc. Kyle Adnam draws those defenders in, but keeps his head on the swivel to find Bogdanovic out deep.
Fitzgerald back into the game now for the Tuatara. Here's Tarangi. Rob Lowe, he's going to get called for that one. Just moved the hip and the shoulder at the last minute.
Well, impressive by Rob Lowe. The last foul he had was his first of the game, and that was on the initial possession of the ball game. It just shows the intelligence he has as a player to be able to stay out there on the court and affect the game without fouling.
We've seen teams come back from margins like these, like this, inside 5 minutes so far this season. So don't write this Saints team off. This would be huge for them.
Good look. Tom Bogdanovic will take that anytime he's given it.
If they can get it into single digits, this crowd will rise. Tarangi, Bogdanovic, good hands. Ball's back to Tarangi. They reset. Ruben Fitzgerald, head down. Nowhere to go. Corner. Rob Lowe's had a night. Can't finish. There's a foul underneath. This will be on Dougal.
No, they called a technical on Tom Bogdanovic, which I got to say, they're just upset because the ball bounced out of bounds and he didn't see it. I mean, we'll take another look at it. Let's see if we get it on the angle. Fitzgerald's trying to pass the ball and loses it, throws it out of bounds. Very obvious, like.
Well, that's a long way up.
I understand an official not wanting to take any lip. And another technical on Tom Bogdanovic just because he's pointing out that the ball was out of bounds.
Well, it was a fair way over the line as well, to be fair on Tom Bogdanovic.
It wasn't very close. Look, that's just bad. You can't, to miss a call like that, and unfortunately to double down on it by calling T's on the guys who are upset about it.
Well, that was the foul
and now
on the rebound.
And Bogdanovic's day is done. That's his 5th personal.
He's out, yep, he's out. You saw that contact off the rebound. I thought that's where the foul was, but clearly a lot was happening on the baseline. There is Tommy Bogdanovic. Good second half for him tonight. He still shakes his head in disbelief.
Now, obviously, we don't know what was said, and quite often what was said is what earns the technical, but he didn't seem overly demonstrative, and you know, just pointing out that the ball was a half meter out.
Well, I think his first response was, hey, did you just see that? The margin out to 14 off the back of that.
It should be Saints ball, though, because the Saints had possession. The Saints were going the other direction when it happened. Yeah, that's correct.
And after all of that, they probably deserve it.
At least, at the very least.
4.5 to play in this one. Sunday sesh in the Sal's NBL. And it's been tough work for the Saints tonight. Ooh, getting up, Darnay Samuel adds another 2. 15 now.
He's finding something with that high elbow catch and attacking the rim. Continue to look to see him get those catches.
And he's the sort of guy that can spark something. They've got to stop this, though. They've got to stop the Tuatara scoring back the other way. Glidden out to 18.
Up to 19, I believe. It's a triple. It's 19 on the scoreboard in here, at least.
Taylor. He gets up. Tarangi just got him down the right wrist. Marlon Taylor off to the TAB.
Oh, just a real clinical performance by the Tuatara throughout this game, taking every punch that the Saints are swinging at him, and they're countering so nicely. There you see the foul by Tarangi on the back of Taylor as he found some space.
Assist leaders tonight with thanks to the TAB. Jared Weeks has 7 for the Tuatara. Kyle Adnam, 9 assists in the game to go with his 23 points.
And we knew he was going to have that effect on the Saints offense. Unfortunately for them, they've come to the court against a Tuatara team that has instantly found form with the return of Rob Lowe.
Looking ahead, Saints at home to the Giants next Saturday night. Glidden elects to bring it out. The Tuatara next Sunday night take on the Bulls, Battle of the North. That'll be a big one, always is. Shot clock at 5, Tarangi, decision to make. Samuel in front of him, good defense from Samuel. Shot wasn't too far away in the end.
And we got an advantage, 5-on-4 with Rob Lowe back.
Smith-Milner, inside, outside, Adnam on the drive, kicks it back out. Dougal Meter, usually pretty good. There you go.
Well, great patience shown. They didn't force the shot. They waited until they got a great one. And they cut it to 12, which is at the realms of what's possible, but certainly not impossible just yet.
Oh, what about Cam Glidden? He is in some form right now. Huge night for him personally down in Invercargill on Friday night.
And that was the type of performance he needed to get his confidence back on track. Played all year with the Breakers, but never really got probably the opportunity that he desired as a player. Well, he's getting that opportunity here. Take a look at the Dugumita three-pointer before Rob Lowe finds Cam Glidden. Kyle Adnam just a little bit late with the challenge. And that allows the Tuatara to reach triple digits and go up 15 points. Heck of an offensive onslaught we've seen here in the second half, as Wellington has scored 52 up to this point, and the Tuatara 49 here in the second half.
Just got a conversation taking place down on the score table beside us. Inside the stadium, showing a 15-point margin on the stats at the moment, showing 13, so everybody will clean that up.
Well, you did think that the Cam Glidden was sitting on 18 when they had him on 19 here, so it could be an extra point here or there, unfortunately.
9 rebounds for Cam Glidden as well tonight. Charlie Dalton, we've spoken about this young man. Very, very impressive. He'll be back at school next week.
But that's the kind of contribution the Tuatara have to have. Somebody has to step up and make themselves a valued player. And Charlie Dalton is putting his hand up in that starting lineup as a guy you can count on.
Marlon Taylor is showing glimpses again tonight. 10 points, 4 rebounds and a couple of steals, but still yet to have that big game that we're seeing. A number of these imports, G League players, 12 G League players out of the NBA G League in the competition this season.
It takes some time to adjust, though. What you're doing in the G League isn't what your teams over here are asking for you. And being an import for a team is a different gig than trying to be a piece in a puzzle. You know, you have to be the artist. You have to be the painter. You have to carry that load yourself when you're coming over here as an import for the most part. You know, the Saints team at full strength, possibly a little bit different. They can carry it as a load, but when you look around the league, I think the Jets are probably the best example of this. Imports, they have to perform night in, night out to give their teams a chance.
Hope you're enjoying the Sal's NBL tonight on Sky Sport, live and free on Prime across the country as well. Of course, into ESPN throughout the United States and globally with thanks to FIBA. And again, just a hold up here as they try and sort out this score. That's what the discussion is about at the moment. Just to our left in our commentary position, we can almost gaze over their shoulders, Casey, and find out what's going on, if you've got any interest in doing that, by the way.
3 minutes left, a 15-point ball game. I'm okay. 1 point either way. We're good. I'll stay out of these calculations.
Results so far in round 3. Rams by 7 over the Hawks. Triple overtime that game. Sharks got the Tuatara by 20. Rams over the Bulls by 22. Nuggets home by 18 over the Airs. And the Jets today got the Giants by 10. We're going to get back into it here, though.
It looks like the Tuatara have been dropped back down to 98 here in the stadium.
There we are.
And now on the score sheet, you see it home as well.
Inside the last 3. Tarangi, MVP performance tonight with 34 points, 6 triples. Sizes up his options here. Glidden, low, the old firm. Go to the young firm.
Oh, and his perfect day is over. Missed his first shot of the evening. There's Charlie Ballmer's Jared Weeks gets a sneaky little steal. Agent 97.
Thank you very much.
Always tough to spot.
Time on their side, and he's going to use it here, the 33-year-old. Weeks, low, Tarangi, up fake, floats, in, no, front of the iron. Rob Lowe comes up with it.
Another possession, and this crowd is despondent.
Well, this is going to mark a 3rd successive loss for the 12-time champs as Rob Lowe rubs some salt into the wound.
And hits 20 points himself. 7 for 14 from the field, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for the big fella. Continually finds ways to contribute all over the stat sheet.
And a massive highlight. Let's not forget about that.
I mean, it was a highlight and instantly turned into a low light as he hit the ground, but all's good that ends well, or all's well that ends well. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Something like that. Is it all's good that ends well?
All's good that ends food.
We got there. Kyle Adnan to add another 3, and he does. 26 in the game for the Aussie tonight. Good to see him back out on court after his interrupted start to the season.
Well, let's peek ahead to a week from now when the Nelson Giants come to town. And we've got 2 teams battling to get off the bottom of the table that I'm not used to spending any time down there.
Tarangi on the drive is fouled, and you probably didn't see this on camera, but back behind that play, as soon as Tarangi was fouled, just the emotion in Jared Weeks, fist pumping in front of us. You might see Weeks in the background. No, you won't here. Tarangi will get on the drive. Jared Weeks right in the background there, fist pumping, and he knows this game is theirs tonight. Very, very happy.
Always excited to get that dub, especially after a poor performance. They didn't play well at Southland. Yes, Rob Lowe wasn't there, but the effort and the intensity they needed, they couldn't muster. Well, they found it again tonight, hence the enthusiasm.
Tarangi misses a couple at the TAB. We'll forgive him that. He's got 34 in the game. Final 60 seconds. The visitors have come to town, and they're headed away with the spoils tonight. Great pass from Weeks to Dalton. Saints looking for some late points in the corner. Marnie Dougal-Mita.
Well, that looked like a travel. Weeks doesn't get whistled for it. Foul on Dane Samuel, sending Cam Glidden to the line. He's going to look to add to his 22-point total.
Tuatara heading home with the split. Happy, satisfied, content.
Anytime you can split a road double, you should be pretty happy. You know, that's the goal when you go in. We got to get one of these. And a little bit behind the 8 ball without Rob Lowe, because he is the straw that stirs this drink. Without him, this does not taste the same. So you can understand getting a loss there. And I think Aaron Young's going to be pleased with the way they bounce back mentally from a poor performance and were able to find that form they've started the season with.
As we said, they take on the Bulls next week. The Bulls went down to the Rams with no Tyrell Harrison or Dan Fortu. So injury watch on those 2 stars in the week coming up. Ahead of their Battle of the North, Samuel with the miss. And we're gonna just about see this one out tonight. Big win for the Aucklanders.
Slight discrepancy between the shot clock and the game clock, so they're gonna have to get one up, and Aaron Young tells him to play it. He wants him to try and get a bucket.
And that's what they're gonna do here through Jared Weeks. Nowhere to go, into the corner. Shot away, not in time, and in fact that'll do us. So a win tonight for the Tuatara. They get home by 12. That second quarter, Casey, sublime. 38 run. It was impressive stuff. And it set them up on the road to victory as they head back from a double in round 3 with a split, going down to the Sharks on Friday night by 20. Tonight they get the Saints by 12. Saints won the last quarter 31-24, but it was all a little bit too late. Aaron Young with Miles Pearce. Tom Verdanovic fouled out in that last quarter, of course, in some interesting circumstances. Jared Weeks having a chat. Agent 97, 12 points, 9 assists tonight. 11 assists for Kyle Adnam and 26 points for him. But it was about Ruben Tarangi tonight. How good was he? Here he is with Casey Frank.
Well, Ruben, contributions from across the board this evening. You guys must be pleased. You had all starters in double figures, and you were able to bounce back from a difficult loss just a couple days ago.
Yeah, we weren't happy with the one in Southland. We just wanted to come out, pressure up the floor, and our defense, I think, held us in that game for sure.
To me, offensively, you look like you're in a real good space right now, showing a lot of patience out there, able to recognize who's guarding you and how you want to attack it. How does it feel to you?
Yeah, it's good. I think my team puts me in good positions to be a good player, so kudos to them.
Cam Glidden today, he's found that stroke. What does it mean to your squad to have that kind of shooting out on the wing, opening things up for Rob Lowe inside and your drives from the exterior?
Yeah, it stretches the floor for sure. Gives me lanes. But yeah, it's good. He's a great player, and we love having him shoot like that.
And just finally, I want to talk about the contribution of Charlie Dalton, the young fella coming out, starting as a teenager. You've gone through that as a young player out of high school. You got any advice for him? He's playing great. He's young and out there showing some real intelligence beyond his years.
Yeah, he's playing well, and he just goes hard. I think that's what puts him in good positions. But yeah, he's going to be a very good player for sure.
Appreciate the time.
Well, Ruben Tarangi came into this one averaging 21 a game, and tonight he's dropped 34. And he was just involved in everything right from the start. Shooting from downtown, he had 6 of those tonight. Always looked confident and comfortable, taking it inside. Has enormous strength, and the great thing about Ruben Tarangi is while he's scoring 34 at one end defensively, he's also doing everything his team needs.
Well, he's not giving me anything in the interview, that's for sure, but he is giving everything he had out there on the court. You could just see the confidence with which he's playing. His game is in such a good place right now. He's showing great leadership and great strength out there.
Well, here's the results from round 3. The Rams, of course, what a thriller that was. Going back to Thursday night, they get home by 7 against the Hawks. The Hawks have had a crazy start to the season. 2 overtime games. They've been involved in a lot, and losing a game on the buzzer. Sharks, of course, on Friday night. Rams against the Bulls. Nuggets against the Airs. And then, of course, the Sunday double. Jets by 10. Tuatara here tonight by 12. Let's have a look at the ladder.
And taking a look at the top of the table, the Tuatara up there with 3 wins, along with the Nuggets and the Rams. The Nuggies, the only undefeated team in the competition. The Sharks got right against the Tuatara earlier. The Hawks still up there despite a difficult loss this week. And the Bulls rounding out the top 6, but the Jets closing in fast.
And Giants and Saints still without a win, and they clash in round 4. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. The Aucklanders, the